Hey, and welcome to another edition of Standard Spike. Today I'm playing in an Avison Restored pre-release that just started firing on MTGO, and I've taken a look at my pool, and I'm pretty sure I know what direction I'm heading in. But I'm going to go ahead and start at the beginning. So the first thing I want to do is look at my most shallow color, just to see if it's worth even considering. Um, Also, I want to look at my rares actually. Grizzlebrand, that's a really good rare actually. If we can play black, heavy black. Dual casting is playable if you have enough cards to copy. Dragon is good. Dragon is pretty good. Stolen Goods not so good. It's not unplayable, but it's just random and it's gonna be bad a lot of the time. Reforge the Soul is also not unplayable, but I would really not like to be playing the card, or I'd like to be playing a deck that this card isn't good in. We'd say. And then lastly, Uvenwald Tracker. This card is really good, and if I could play green, I'd really like to because of that card. So our green is our most shallow color. It has only 11 playables, and actually no, it doesn't. It has 10 playables, and one of those is even natural end, which is actually fine, I think. This format has a lot of auras and a lot of enchantments. Though I would like to have an abundant growth if I was going to main deck this. That way I could always have something to target just to gain 3 life. So green is pretty much out of the question here. Though it does have a lot of good playables, it's just not enough of them. I really do like playing with Borderland Ranger, and especially Uvenwald Tracker. But yeah, I don't think it's going to make the cut. Let's move on to black, our next most shallow color. Alright, so let's see. We actually have a lot of playables in black. Only 11 cards, but a lot of them are really good. 2 Barter and Bloods, 2 Butcher Ghouls, 2 Deathwinds, and then these 2 are also pretty strong. And then obviously Grizzlebrand will end games when we draw that. So I think this is actually a pretty good shell for a deck. With so much removal, we can buy time to cast Grizzlebrand, or just set up another game plan with Homicidal Seclusion. So we just want a color that pairs well with this, I think. Obviously I'm going to take a look at the other colors anyway. Oops. So our red, while very deep, I don't think we have enough playables to make it good. Yeah, we have just barely more playables than we do black, but these aren't really that great. Dual casting is also probably not going to make the cut. Definitely not in just our red. We have just Thunderbolts and Thatcher Revolt. That's really not enough. In our blue we'd have enough, I think, but I'd much rather be blue black with this pool. Yeah, we only have 1 Revolt, 1 Ringleader, and 1 Coon Striker. Yeah, we have a few good red cards, but I would rather not be playing red with this pool. I could maybe board into red if I feel like the matchup is correct. So our blue, I think, is our next color. We have quite a few good cards here. Mistdraven, Into the Void, Tandem Lookout, those are all really good. Crippling Chill is also really good. We have another 2-drop that works well with Driver of the Dead. Another removal spell, another cantrip that can be a blowout. 2 Latch Seekers is pretty good. And Tandem Lookout is actually one of my favorite cards to have in this set. And especially with all the removal we have, we just have a ton of synergy with this card. Between the 3, we have 3 2-drops, which is not a lot, but it's enough to make it work. And then we have Latch Seekers, and we have tons of removal. Mistdraven, Void, Crippling Chills, Prison, obviously Barters, Deathwinds. So that's going to be pretty strong in our deck, I think. So this is only 22 cards. So we have room for another card, or 2. With this deck, I would like to play 17 lands, mostly because of Grizzlebrand. And I mean, our curve is not exactly low, but it's not that high either. Um, but we have cantrip, cantrip, double cantrip, and I think we're gonna play this vessel. So we have 4 cantrips and another mana source, so we have room to play 16 lands. But I think with this deck, I'm not gonna bother risking that. And of course, I don't really have anything else I'd like to add. As for splashes, I could splash Tracker, but it doesn't work very well in our deck because we have a lot of X1s. It works well with Scrapskin Drake, but that's really it. In red, there's really nothing to splash. Thunderbolts is not very good. It's just I guess it's Plummet. Plummet's fine, but not really main deckable not when you're splashing it. And then in our white, I didn't even look at our white yet, but it looks like garbage. We have Commander, that's not bad, but and then Nearhearth Pilgrim is good, but most of it is pretty bad. We might have like 8 playables, maybe 9, but yeah, also nothing worth splashing for. I suppose in the right matchup we could board in some white cards here. Nearhearth Pilgrim, Double Sanctifier. A lot of life gain. A lot of life gain. Not to mention 3 Angel's Mercy. 17 land it is. And let's see, we have quad black, 2 double blacks, and then we have 2 double blues and another double blue. So I would normally like to play this, especially when I'm already willing to play 16 lands, but gain 1 life is not really worth the risk here, because our mana base is going to be, or our mana requirements are pretty hefty. Alright, so looks fine. And I'd say I'm pretty okay with this deck. I think we will do pretty well.